more on the fallout from all of this. We are joined now by CBS News chief political analyst John Dickerson. John, thank you very much for being here. What is going on in this country? What is going on in Congress? What's going on in the Republican Party?
Well, when you gain power by criticizing what it takes to wield power, it's really hard to govern and use that power. And that's essentially the problem the Republican Party has. Governing requires compromise, working with the other party, and believing in institutions. The energy of the Republican Party, not the majority of physical members, but in the base and the aide who voted out the speaker, they believe that compromise is capitulation. They believe the other party is evil, and they believe institutions are corrupt. Well, if you fan those flames to get elected, then once you have to wield power by compromising, working within institutions and working with the other party, this very powerful, loud base says, wait, you've sold out. And that's what happened to Kevin McCarthy. He often fomented concern about institutions. I mean, he denied the outcome of the 2020 election. So when he says Matt Gaetz doesn't care about the institution, McCarthy in part came to power by not trusting institutions. So it makes a very big conflict. And in the end, it creates chaos. And the challenge for the Republican Party is, what are the two biggest acts of chaos in American politics in this modern era? There's this vacating of the speaker, and there's also the attack on the Capitol, which all of the top Republicans say the front runner of the party, Donald Trump, encouraged and had his supporters commit that attack. So the two last acts of chaos are on the doorstep of the Republican Party.
Well, Kevin McCarthy also said, bring it, and they did. I think he seemed so confident that this was not going to happen to him. That's why it's so stunning. Was there not one Democrat, not one, or clearly they needed more than one, that could come and help him at this particular time? Because they did work together to prevent a government shutdown.
They did. They worked together.
But he ticked people off on Margaret's show.
We should still, it's an irony that Matt Gaetz, who knocked the speaker for working with Democrats, needed Democrats to, in the end, undo
to take down Kevin McCarthy.
And why does that matter? It reinforces the idea that when you're in a legislative body with a small margin, you have to work with the other side. And that's what Kevin McCarthy did. Democrats worked with him. Why didn't they vote to save Kevin McCarthy? Because I think, as Nicole mentioned it in her piece, they worked with Kevin McCarthy, and then he turned around and, by their view, kneed them in the groin for having worked with
Margaret's show.
And also, I think they go back and see the way in which he's done a number of other things that have been, that the Democrats have.
So the House can't do anything until they elect a new speaker. So what's next? And what does this mean for the American people?
We're stuck at the moment. I mean, it means that until there's a new speaker, business will basically come to a standstill. I mean, they'll be able to work on some stuff behind that. But the thing is also, what's going to be required to move forward on government funding and addressing any of the problems that America faces is compromise, working together, all of those things that this small number of Republicans kicked out a speaker for engaging.
But then they take a week off, John. It seems like this ought to be all hands on deck.
Right.
I think their hope, if this is even possible, is to find a consensus leader and have one vote instead of 15. I mean, given the way things are.
I always bring up this name at moments like this, Dolly Parton for Speaker of the House. I think she could bring everybody together.
Yes.
I don't know.
East Tennessee wisdom.
We need something here. I mean, this is why people are exhausted with Washington, right? We have problems in this country, and they're not getting solved.
Yeah, Dolly Parton, second in line to the presidency, is perhaps some people's vision for
First in line in my heart.
Or Taylor Swift seems to be working for
Could be one as well, yeah.
Sure, John. Appreciate you making the complicated digestible.